Hello to all my friends out there. Hi, you guys. This video is, are we headed towards a depression? Okay, my grandmother was in a depression and my dad was in a depression. And so I do have some knowledge of the depression, the Great Depression. So you see me drink out of my little plastic glasses, but I do actually have some really nice amber glassware. So, okay, I'm not an expert, but I do know some things. Okay, the first recession I remember was when I was in college. I went to Utah, and the teacher said the first thing people cut back on is education. And I never forgot that, and when I raised my son, I was determined to educate him, no matter if it almost killed me, and at times I thought it was going to, but I'm still alive, so it didn't kill me. Are we headed towards a depression? A depression is a severe, sustained, long-term downturn in economic activity. That means people are not spending in one or more economies. If people don't have jobs, if people don't have money, if you can't go anywhere to spend your money, then that is a downturn in economic activity. It's been about 6 months. A depression is a severe, sustained, long-term downturn in the economic activity in one or four economies lasting 3 or more years. Okay, I think they come on slowly. It's like if you wake up and find yourself in very bad circumstances, usually it didn't happen overnight. And so what would happen is your recession would get worse and worse and worse, and you would find yourself, just like if you woke up in terrible circumstances, you would wake up in a depression. Lasting 3 years, a decline in real gross domestic product, or the GDP, of at least 10% of a given year. Oh, we're going to make that. Walmart is doing good though, up 74%. So there is going to be a widespread drop in spending. Maybe not just because you don't have a job. Maybe you want to be like me, like, I'm not spending my money. Are you kidding? We could be heading for depression. Okay, so here's what we're looking for. Loss of confidence in investment and the economy. I certainly wouldn't go buying a bunch of real estate. I wouldn't be going buying a lot of anything. Also, a loss of confidence in the economy. How can you have confidence in the economy when the economy cannot run? Furthermore, chances are we're heading for the second wave. Right now it's peaking in Mexico. And Mexico is very close to San Diego. It's like a hop, skip, and a jump away. And other countries too. High interest rates. Some of the interest rates are low, but generally, I don't think they're really low. They may seem low. Stock market crash. I think the fact that the stock market, I think people are optimistic and think we're going to pull out of this somehow. I hope so, but I would be leaning towards not happening. The stock market is stable right now, but for how long? Falling house prices and sales. Right now, the houses here are doing okay, but I think they will fall. And if people can't, it doesn't take long to run through your retirement if you cash it out. It doesn't take you long to run through $100,000. That's just your living. Manufacturing orders slow down. What manufacturing? Everybody will catch the coronavirus. So we're looking for, this is what we're keeping an eye on. Loss of confidence in investment and the economy, high interest rates. I can remember very high interest rates, I mean scary high during some of the recessions, 18, 19% in some cases. Stock market crash. If that stock market crashes, hold on to your hats. Falling house prices and sales. I can't imagine anyone's buying much right about now. Manufacturing orders slow down. Okay, deregulation. We're looking for this. Deregulation, the removal of regulations or restrictions, especially in a particular industry. Now that is scary. That is scary. It's like let it roll. You know, anything goes. Poor management. It'd be in all kinds of things. Okay, I see poor management. Like when I go to the one and only few stores I can go, the stores are poorly kept. That's the manager. There's no prices. The attitude is take it or leave it. You cannot rely on a product to be there when you go and get it. I was just trying to buy some grapefruits and tomatoes. Forget it. Also, there's been an increase, inflation. Look for inflation. I paid $2 for a bottle of alcohol smaller than the $1 bottles. That's 100% increase. I cannot find gloves and I cannot find masks. Finally, I bought 6 cheap hair colors just to get the gloves, because I am not going anywhere without gloves. When I was a nurse, I wouldn't touch anyone without gloves. I wouldn't mess around with anyone without a mask, because I didn't want to come home with whatever they had. So, poorly kept store, no prices. How about no toilet paper? You cannot rely on the products being there. Dirty bathrooms. Time wasting. Gross time wasting. It's like you should just be grateful for us. We're here on the front lines. Yeah, that's true. But the longer I'm here, the higher my chance of getting the COVID is. Poor quality and overall conditions. So these are indicators of poor management, and you see it on all kinds. A couple of the stores I go to, I have been so disgusted that I have wanted never to shop there again. But it's like, where are you going to go? They're all the same. Okay, so now we're going to be looking for this. Job loss, massive job loss. Okay, try to imagine this. What would happen if all these people who were receiving stimulus checks, all these people that were receiving these unemployment payouts, all these people that were receiving loans weren't? Somebody described it as a tourniquet on the economy. If you know anything about tourniquets, if you don't get a tourniquet, you will bleed out. You will die. So try to imagine when you're seeing this stuff, try to imagine that collapsed or it didn't come. So that would be bad. Let's hope not, but it could. Job loss, massive. Okay, what you're going to see is a lower overall standard of living. You're going to look at your neighbors and you're going to go, wow, or even yourself. Let's hope not. Foreclosures, massive. People can't pay their bills. They can't pay the house payment. They're going to lose their cars. They start losing their cars. They start driving old rat trap cars because they can't get any credit to buy new ones. And you're going to see an overall lower standard of living. They're going to lose their credit cards. They're going to default on their credit cards. How about this? We don't want your credit card. That could happen. Okay, now another thing that is very scary, and it goes back to the first thing people are going to cut is education. You know, they can educate you to an 8th grade level so that you can drive a car. So you're going to see poor education. Yeah, we're seeing that. We're seeing that right now. What about these poor kids with no computers? What about these kids with illiterate parents and drug addict parents and such? What about all this stress and the people are taking it out on the kids and the kids are taking it out on the dog? Poor child care. The kids are, poor, getting poor child care. And another thing, I used to work in low-end shops. I was on the brink of financial disaster, but what I noticed that they had in common, they would work very cheap, and their attitude was take it or leave it. And now when I go around, wherever I go, and I'm spending my money, I see this take it or leave it attitude. And that is a bad sign. That is a very bad sign. So I will be spending a little more time on this, but I want to talk to you guys about one thing. Okay, today I was working on my eBay. I'm not working hard because not much spending is going on. Let's be honest, okay? But if you don't have a job, if you can get into the resale business, that means you're going to buy something and resell it. The only way to get from the lower class, even up to the another class, say the middle class, is the merchant class. And you have to learn it. You have to do it little by little by little. What you can do is you can watch videos online, or if you want to sell at a swap meet or a bazaar, look around and see what the other people do. Okay, so one of the things I sell is costume jewelry. I bought this for $1, but these are $27 at Macy's. This is a nice little costume ring. And then you guys have seen this, but this is a nice little watch. I sell those for about $12.99. And then I call these cheerful rings. So you can get your jewelry dirt cheap, or what you can do is if you have a little extra money, you can buy someone's whole. If you go to like a swap meet, you can say how much for all of it right towards the end of the swap meet. And sometimes they'll give it all to you. Sometimes they'll just give it to you. But sometimes they'll give it to you for a little money. And then you're going to figure out how to sell it. I knew a lady that lost everything. I mean, everything she had. She didn't have a house. She had some beat up car. And she came back and she lived in a cab over on her truck. And she started selling stuff, and she finally worked herself up into a $5,000 trailer, and it was pretty nice too. She got it in cash, and she did the swap meet business. I knew another one, and she did the swap meet business, same thing, no money, and she would gather the stuff people left at the swap meet and resell it. $3 each or 2 for $5. Okay, the economy is so bad, let's be honest. You're going to have to dump your stuff cheap at the swap meet if you want to sell it. But even if you have 100 items and you sell those for $1 each, it costs you $30 to get in, at least you can come home with $50 or $60 on the weekend. So be putting the resale business. There are people that earn 6 figures in resale. So don't go, that's beneath me. Another thing, when you're self-employed, you're not going to fall prey to somebody taking your job and giving it to a relative, or downsizing you, or deciding that your job is non-essential. So you want to move into some kind of cash-only self-employment business now. Put it into the back of your mind. I mean, don't drive yourself crazy. I'll tell you something I never thought I'd see, the day you couldn't go to a swap meet or a bazaar. So what they have done is they've made a massive amount of people unable to earn any money. So if you sell on eBay or Amazon or offer up one of these as well, then you have a better chance of surviving. Better still is when you sell it direct yourself. So, okay, you guys, please like, comment, and subscribe, and God bless you all.